Good morning, everyone. Welcome back. I did a reading on a couple a few weeks ago, parents who had lost a child in a car accident very tragically. Only a few weeks before they came for a reading, I fit them in because I heard that they were having a horrible time of it and they really needed to connect with their son. So I squeezed them in, which I often do, and I was able, with the help of God and Spirit, to bring them proof by evidential information that came in that he was in fact there. Their concern was, would I be able to connect with him because he had just passed, and their concern was that he wouldn't come through. And his energy came through very, very quickly. As a matter of fact, I started to receive a lot of information before the parents even came. I knew nothing about their child. Someone else had booked the appointment and just said that these were parents that had lost a child. I had no name. I had nothing. I didn't know if it was a male or a female that had passed. So I had no information whatsoever. And this young man came in. It was hours before the reading, and I had like 2, 3 pages of information before the parents even came. And I explained to the parents because they voiced their concerns once the information came in, and the mother started to cry, and she said, "Oh, I was so afraid I wouldn't hear from him. I'm so happy that he's here." And I explained to them, as I explained to you this morning, that there is no, it doesn't matter when a person's passed. I've already connected with individuals that passed in the morning and that evening. I had someone come here who didn't want to necessarily hear from the person that had passed in the morning. They wanted to connect to someone else, but that person who had just passed that morning came through and they couldn't believe it. They said, "Oh my God, that's a friend that just passed this morning," and he came in by name and how he passed, and with messages for his loved ones that he wanted this person to bring back to his family. Um, so there is no set time. They get acclimated very quickly. I have shared with you in the past that sometimes the soul tires. I lost someone who I loved very much, and I hadn't seen that person. I was hoping they would come through or I would hear something about them, and it was several weeks before someone stepped in that was connected with me and said, "They're here, they're getting acclimated." The soul was tired. There was a lot of suffering before this loved one passed, so the soul was tired. So I do know that the soul can tire, but I know that they go right to the other side. They're with their loved ones. They're in God's love and light and presence, and they're in a beautiful place, and they're fine. But sometimes there are those individuals who suffer quite a bit where the soul tires and they need time to get acclimated. But in any case at all, I do believe that messages can come through, and certainly in the case of this young man, several weeks ago, he came in with no difficulty whatsoever. So I really don't think that there's a time frame. So I don't want anyone to believe that, it's a certain amount of time before you can connect. It's up to the spirit. I always say it's not up to me what energy comes in. It's up to God and Spirit who comes in and when they come in. So I hope that answers any questions you may have about that. And as always, I leave you in God's love and light.